NAACH family, hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your week. Today I'll be talking about what the merch line is all about. The Naina Batra apparel merch is all about, how it came to fruition and why it's so important to me. Yesterday I made a post about showcasing all the 4 designs that are part of my merch line, and at the end I've revealed the new edition, the NAACH with Naina design, and that will also be on the hoodies as well, so look out for that. All of this will be out this Friday on my website. In addition, you guys, I have decided, because the NAACH hoodies did so well and have been so well received by you all, I decided to put the design not just on the hoodies but also on the crop tees and the t-shirts as well. So this is what they'll be looking like, and I'll be wearing them in my tutorials that are coming up as well. So a few of you guys asked, it's not on the website because it's not on the website yet, but it will be available, like I said, this Friday, so stay tuned for that. And let's now talk about how it all came together. So story time. All right, so I don't want to make it a very long story, but I do want to try to hit the main points of like why and how it kind of all came together. So let's take you back about 2 years ago. I was making my way back from Toronto after doing a workshop, and if you know me, I usually don't travel alone a whole lot. There's always somebody with me, but that particular trip I was by myself, and in the middle of transporting from one flight to another is when I started to reflect, and I started to think about how far dance has taken me. You know, how it started off with me being as a teenager dancing alone in my room, to having that passion to like showcasing it on stage, whether it was the Diwali show or Thea was a huge part of our town. Later on that went on YouTube and so forth, and it went to a point where I started teaching workshops to different countries and cities that I never even imagined. And so on that flight that night, I was just reflecting on all of that and what would have happened if I hadn't pursued dance, if I had listened to everybody who told me to stop, or you know, this is the right time, maybe you know, think about other things in your life. But I followed my heart because it made me happy, and that's what I've known all my life. Like, I know if I would follow my heart, it wouldn't lead me to a wrong destination, essentially. And that's where that post was coming from that day, and I'm so happy to see the response that I had received. So many of you guys reposted that post, and usually it's my dance videos that get reposted, but to see a post getting reposted and for what I had written, and that was unique to me, and that was special. That was a special day for me. I knew that I didn't feel alone, and I felt like there's a lot of others going through the same thing that I did, and I was somebody who was representing them. And so in the future, I thought that if I was to have a merch line of my own, that for sure is going to be a part of it. And that's where the NAACH, and you can see what I had written in that post, the last few lines, I decided to incorporate into that hoodie and make it a part of the NAACH family and the NAACH apparel. So that's the story behind that. Now let's talk a little bit about the logo. Alright, so now a year after that post, it was time. It was Corona time. We were all quarantining here in Edmonton for the month of April, and so this was my chance to this was a time where I didn't have to think about physio. I wasn't going to work, and I decided to actually put some time into creating or making my merch line come to life. Like, this was my chance. So I had more time to think about all those things, and I knew I needed the logo first. I knew I needed a symbol that could represent who I am and my dance journey. So what would that be? And I know a lot of you guys in the past have really loved this little guy, and this is I mean, it is an evil eye, but I use it because it also represents my name, which is Naina. and Naina means aankhein, means eyes. But at the same time, it also encapsulated the fact that how I have a vision for dance. Like, it all starts from a vision, and how I'm able to then take that vision through the lens of the camera and narrate it to you all and express it to you all. So I decided to make the iris part of the eye to be a camera shutter for that reason. And somebody mentioned this to me with like the 5 eyelashes represent Naina. So I honestly didn't even think about that, but that's that definitely works. And so yeah, that's how the eye logo kind of came into fruition, and I decided to use that as my main symbol for my YouTube channel. And one of the first videos that utilized this was Ore Piya, as you guys know, and then moving forward you see this in front of all my dance videos. And it starts off by zooming in towards you, and that's to represent how it leads you to enter into my vision, and that's the dance. So hopefully that gives you full understanding of what went behind creating this logo and the merch. And let me know if you guys have any questions. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys all of that as you all being part of the NAACH fam and what it represents. And the t-shirts as well. So this is what they'll be looking like. And I'll be wearing them in my tutorials that are coming